Cheers. Here to talk about the Snyder Cut, which is Zack Snyder's new second, third. One of the new things he's done. I don't know. He's making like Army of the Dead. I'm gonna talk about the Snyder Cut. Which, if you didn't know, it's basically Zack Snyder's version of Justice League, which was released in theaters, just reshot by Joss Whedon, a whole bunch of stuff. And I don't care to get into it. I just want to talk about the movie because this version, the Snyder Cut, is theatrical. Snyder. I'm taking this off because it's really hot. So Snyder Cut is 4-hour version of theatrical Justice League, but they reused only like 20% from the theatrical, which means 80% is unseen. You've never seen it before. Personally, I'm a pretty big fan of this movie. I enjoyed it. It was fun. During the entire 4 hours, I was never bored, which is pretty good for 4 hours, you know? I thought it was gonna get boring, but you know, no. Like I said, they reused shots, but they weren't that noticeable, honestly. So what they did is they took shots from the Whedon cut, and they'd be like a few minutes long, but they would like cut it into pieces, and they would put like little new. They put new shots in it. They put new shots in between, so it wouldn't feel like they just ripped a part out of Whedon's version and just put it in there, which is cool. That's nice. They weren't that jarring. Which I was kind of worried it would be. I thought they would like jump out at me, but they didn't. I mean, like I knew I've seen these before. But they weren't that noticeable. Speaking of, I don't know, it's not really a cut. Speaking of what? The aspect ratio, it's like 4:3. I thought it would be not fun to watch it in that sort of aspect ratio, but at some point you just kind of zone out and don't even realize it's huge black bars inside of your screen. But regarding the story, it's kind of the same, like basic outline, you know. Steppenwolf comes to Earth looking for the mother boxes because Superman died and they woke up, and so Bruce Wayne and Diana, what's her name? What's her last name? Batman and Wonder Woman are assembling a team of heroes to stop Steppenwolf from getting the boxes, but they're not powerful enough, so they gotta reawaken Superman. And they go stop him, and boom, day is saved. Except in this version, in the Whedon cut, Steppenwolf seemed like he was working for himself. He would always talk about mother, which is really weird. I mean, it's mother boxes, but still, it was odd. But this time he's working for Darkseid, and they name drop Darkseid. And I thought Darkseid was kind of cool. I like Darkseid in the movie. He was a lot cooler than I thought he would be. And he was in there more than I thought he would be. Thought he was gonna be in there like at the end, coming through the boom tube to attack Earth, but he was there more. There are like 3 main scenes I remember him being in. Those being the old heroes fighting against him and his apocalypse forces, sort of like a sort of vision of Darkseid attacking Earth, and like him like going to Atlantis and Amazonia, and him collecting the mother boxes is what I'm getting at. And then the final scene is the big battle against Steppenwolf and the parademons, and Darkseid's at the end of the boom tube, about to come through and invade Earth, but then oh no, boop, kill Darkseid, whoop. So I want to talk about CGI. Was it good? It wasn't terrible. I will give them credit. Steppenwolf looked so much cooler in this version. Just the living armor was such a strange idea, and it worked. It was cool. It's like edgy and spiky. Steppenwolf, no, not Jesus. Darkseid looked pretty good. I liked the look of Darkseid. He was pretty cool looking. He was a cool looking guy. What can I say? Flash running still looks weird, but I believe there's a reason for it that I've discovered. That being that Zack Snyder had Ezra Miller watch like these ice skating videos. So basically that means the Flash uses he runs like this, like, really weirdly, because he's using momentum in his arms instead of pushing off with his feet. Because there's a scene where I think Flash saves, I'm guessing it's Iris. Could be some random girl, I don't know. He saves Iris, and when he's running, he destroys his shoes, and he also like pushes down into the pavement of the road. And that's him running normally. So then he uses arms instead of his legs, because momentum. He's gonna learn to run at some point, I think. I think they said like he'll make some sort of Speed Force road where he can actually step off with his feet. I don't know where the whole DCEU is going, because the whole no, we're not doing any more Zack Snyder stuff. But they're doing Black Adam and Flash, which are gonna be connected to. Speaking of Flash, I'm gonna talk about both him and Cyborg guarding their character. Who knew that 4 hours you could develop characters so much more? They could have done it in Justice League, but they didn't. Seeing their kind of backstories, I mean, Cyborg much more than Flash, because we don't really see much of Flash. We don't see like how he was struck by lightning and yada, who cares? But Cyborg, we get to see so much. Unbelievable amount that we get to see of his sort of like backstory. There's much more bonding between the whole team overall. That graveyard scene where like they're digging up. They're digging up Clark Kent. They're bonding, and it's not only Flash and Cyborg, but the rest of the team is there in like this van, and they're all bonding, and it's really cool. I don't want to bring up Marvel because it's DC, but in the MCU, one of my favorite scenes is in Age of Ultron at the party scene where they're just talking and being pals. That's such a cool scene. It's so cool how they bond. They have so much chemistry. Yeah, I mean, we get much more Flash and Cyborg than we did before. And I actually care about the characters because in Whedon Cut, they were just there. They didn't have much pizzazz, Victor. Yeah, team overall, they work so much better. One of the big parts of the movie is when they revive Superman. That's in the Snyder Cut and the Whedon Cut. It's a big deal. They're bringing back Superman from the dead with use of a mother box. How they do that in both versions, they have Flash run faster than he has before, and he taps the mother box and it shoots it with energy or something. Science. Basically, in this version, it's odd because, and it kind of foreshadows something later in the movie. While he's running and jumping in to tap the mother box, his time starts moving backwards, which is really cool. When I saw that, I was like, oh, there's gonna be time travel in this movie, huh? It's not like it like goes back like a few seconds. Like there's a shot of like a photograph of like Clark and Ma and Pa or something. I don't remember what the picture was, but it was of Clark Kent, and it dips into the water. But then when Flash is jumping, it starts moving back up, which is really cool. I'll get into what that is foreshadowing later. But of course, when Superman comes back, he starts attacking them, being mean. But yeah, this time when he's fighting, Batman doesn't make a stupid God, I'm hurt joke. I just want to mention also the tone is so much more consistent in this movie, because it's not like, oh, serious, well, let's take a joke, and then ooh, serious again. it was all over the place in the last version. This version, it is darker, but at least it's consistent. Personally, I don't really favor like an edgy Superman over, you know, normal, yeah, America Superman. You know, I think it works mostly for Batman, but it kind of works for Cyborg in the context of this movie, you know, because he's like, oh, my life's bad now because my dad brought me back to life with the mother box and now I'm a stupid robot. Aquaman. Flash is funny. I like Flash. He's good comic relief. Sort of his thing in the team. You know, he talks fast, he makes jokes, he's fast. Batman isn't as jokey in this movie as before. Don't know where I'm going with this, actually. Oh yeah, Superman has a black suit, which is cool. I like the black suit. And I think it's, in the comics, it's like, he is revived and he comes back with a black suit, and it's to like attract sunlight, because if you didn't know, Superman gets his powers from the sun, you know. On Krypton, you know, no one was superpowered, they couldn't like fly or anything, I don't think. But on Earth, because of some weird sunlight thing, they can fly and shoot lasers and whew, that's frost breath. I guess now I can talk about the whole Age of Heroes sort of flashback thing. That being the first like apocalypse invasion on Earth, which is Darkseid headed that originally. And he was younger. I think he had a different name. It was like, I don't remember, but he wasn't called Darkseid. He was like something else. His name, clearly I don't remember or know. I know it. It's like, anyway, that scene was really cool because it had, one, it was great. Green Lantern was in it, and I think Green Lantern was in the original movie, like in that scene. But in this movie, he was also in it, which was cool. I was hoping we were gonna get, I think we were supposed to. It wasn't Hal Jordan. It was, God, I don't remember which. I'm just gonna look it up actually, because I have a computer. Why don't I just look it up? Look up, yada yada, blah, blah, blah. I should have looked this up before, shouldn't I? Is it Jon Stewart? Yeah, so Jon Stewart Green Lantern was gonna be in the movie, but he wasn't. They did Martian Manhunter, which was interesting. And there was a really cool scene with like Lois Lane and Ma Kent, where Martian Manhunter was Ma Kent. And also, Martian Manhunter goes to Batman at the end of the movie. He's like, oh, I'm gonna be a hero now, because you're cool. Another part about the whole Age of Heroes scene, Darkseid was defeated very quickly, almost like concerningly, because, don't get me wrong, he's really cool. You know, there's a whole scene where he's like beating up Atlanteans and Amazons, and it's really cool. But in that scene, he got someone threw an axe at him. He's like, "Oh, my shoulder, time to bail." It was funny. I didn't laugh at it, but I was like, "Come on, man, come on, do a little better than that." I guess he was like younger, but like the fact that like he'd conquered so many other planets, but this Earth, because some guy threw an axe at him, that was the straw. I mean, they did have like Greek gods, so during the whole, I guess, climax, I don't really know. The big bad fight with Steppenwolf. At the end of the fight, where they have, I guess it's not the end. At some point in the fight, mother boxes combine, I don't, and Apocalypse. You know, Apocalypse takes over Earth, and there's a huge explosion, and the Flash gets his chance to be really awesome in this movie. God. Basically, this time travel. He runs faster than he ever has, even from before with the whole reviving Superman. He runs so fast that he breaks, I don't know. He goes back in time to before the mother boxes sort of combine, and they stop it from happening, and they defeat Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf's death in this movie, I thought it was so much more brutal than in Whedon's version. In Whedon's, Steppenwolf gets scared and the parademons all surround him and take him up to sky. But in this version, his head gets chopped off and it rolls through the boom tube onto Apocalypse, and Darkseid just like crushes it with his foot, which is so cool. To like chop off one of his horns, and then it's yeah, there's time travel. And then after that point where they kill Steppenwolf, the boom tube closes and Darkseid's like, yeah, well, okay, well, let's just go invade normally, because this clearly didn't work, so let's just do what we did last time. There's like 5 of them, so like, how are they gonna take all of us, you know? Sets up for Justice League 2, which I don't think is gonna happen. I would like it to, because I enjoyed this version of Justice League. But I think, Warner Bros. Said like, yeah, no, we're not, no, you kidding me? No, we're not doing this anymore. This is garbage. And that's the end of the movie. Except it's not, because there's a whole scene with Lex Luthor and Deathstroke that I don't really care about, so I'm not going to talk about. But there is, what I was looking forward to for a big part of the movie was the nightmare sequence, which was in this movie, the epilogue. Takes place long time in the future. There's this whole team of like Batman, Mara, Cyborg, and Deathstroke. There's someone else, Flash. The Flash is in it, and it's the version from Batman vs Superman where he has like the whole cool flip down mask, and he's old, and he's yeah, and the major part of that sequence is a dialogue between Batman and Joker, which is Jared Leto. I liked him a lot more in this version than Suicide Squad, mostly because he didn't have hurt. He didn't have, oh, I have boo-boos tattooed on his have a tattooed on his forehead. God, it's hot in here. I am wearing a robe. But yeah, no, there's a cool, it's a cool back and forth. We've never really seen Ben Affleck and Jared Leto talk as Batman and the Joker. We've seen, you know, in Suicide Squad, Batman jumps on the car and he's like, let me in, I call shotgun. We get them talk, and we get a reason for why Batman has a Joker gun taped to his gun. Did I say Joker gun? Joker card taped to his gun, because it's like, oh, when you have this, we're good pals, but hey, take it off and you can kill me if you want. I don't know. I mean, talks about killing, I'm guessing Robin, and he also Joker also talks about how he killed Harley Quinn, and like Batman was there for Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn's like, hey, kill that guy, because I don't like him. And Batman's like, Joker, if you insist, I'll think about it. But yeah, and I'll talk about that whole gun thing. That's gonna be my last thing I'm gonna talk about. And then you can leave. Door's over there. You could have left whenever you want, but you're kind of locked in here, you know. Yeah, I thought it was really cool to see Jared Leto as Joker, for, you know, another time. Is it gonna be the last time? Probably. I'm surprised they brought him back for this after Suicide Squad. I was like, I saw the trailer, I was like, man, Joker's gonna be in this? Like, no way. Yeah. And then after that, Superman starts like, it's like, ooh, I'm Superman. I'm bad now. I think he like works with Darkseid, and they took over Earth and all that stuff. It's kind of like Injustice. It's what I've heard it compared to. It's not like completely like, you know, oh, he accidentally killed Lois Lane because of Joker, and now he's breaking Green Lantern's hand, you know? Yeah, that's about it. No, hold on. That's not about it. I like this sequence. It wasn't my favorite, you know. It was weird. It felt really weirdly out of place, you know. I thought it was gonna sort of connect more. There's gonna be some sort of, it was gonna be like, I thought it was gonna be like in the movie, there's gonna be like it's gonna be like a vision, you know, and then he's gonna see forward, he's gonna be like, oh, I have to stop this from happening, you know. It didn't happen. It's just stuck at the end, you know. I talked about earlier, Batman taping the Joker card to his gun. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm of the opinion that Batman shouldn't kill. You know, it's one rule, he doesn't kill, you know. In Batman v Superman, he kills, and I don't like that. that's kind of why I'm like about the movie overall, and it's all right. Don't like the part that he kills. It's not my cup of tea. He doesn't kill in this movie, but he kills like aliens, so I guess it doesn't count. But at some point he picks up a gun and he starts like shooting them. I'm like, what are you doing? That's the only one. That was like the only part of the movie where I was like, I don't know about this part, you know, because I'm not. I don't really, you know. I don't. I think Batman shouldn't kill. I don't think he should have guns. You know, he doesn't make. He doesn't make sense for me. Bruce Wayne's parents were killed by a man with a gun. Why would Batman be gunslinging? You know, ooh, draw a partner. I'm gonna shoot you. But I think Batman shouldn't kill. You know, I've always thought, you know, Batman, his whole thing is he wants to help his you know villains. He wants to help, like in the Killing Joke. You know, I haven't read it, but I saw the movie. I've heard it's not as good, and there's some Barbara stuff. The Barbara stuff wasn't in the comic book, but he wants to help the Joker. I don't think he should kill. Batman's parents were killed in an alley. If he kills someone, he could be creating another Bruce Wayne. You know, he could be killing someone's parents maybe. Yeah, I mean it was like a laser parademon like rifle. I didn't really like that. You know, it's like one of my only gripes with this movie. I'm a lot more, you know, I'm more lenient on the others because I don't really like them as much as Batman. I'm the kind of like Batman, you know. I don't think he should kill. I don't think he should use guns. I liked Alfred. I don't know the name of the actor, but I think he's a pretty good Alfred. Not my favorite, but he's pretty good. That being said, I don't have anything else written on this paper to talk about, so I'm gonna just go. I have to edit this on iMovie on my phone because that's what I'm using to record this. I could use the laptop my school gave me, but it seems like a lot of work. It's a lot easier to just do it in iMovie. This is gonna be a long video, I think, which is gonna suck to edit, but you know. Was this worth it? I guess. That being said, I in the future I want to make a video about, maybe I'll go more into, maybe I'll make a video going more in depth about why I don't think Batman should kill. Very just scared me. And maybe I'll talk about Gotham because I like that show a lot. But that's about it. I'll see. I guess I don't know. I don't know how to end this. You kidding me?